Hello and welcome back. My name is Jack B. And as always, thank you for viewing my video. I was thinking about crime, criminal businesses, and behavior in the U.S. The solutions to stopping it seem overwhelming. It appears to be a never-ending cycle due to human nature. This might sound simplistic, but it appears that crime and criminal businesses exist for basic reasons. Like all businesses, it starts with the need or want. First, there is a product that people want that is illegal, and second, there are people who want to make a profit from providing that product. From concept to delivery, there are many support and logistical units in the criminal organization to accomplish the delivery of the contraband material to the customer. There are material acquisition, product manufacture, transportation, and distribution units of the organization. There is also a unit for cash laundering. All this is a cash flow business with no federal, state, or local taxes. No Social Security or Medicare deductions either. If the employees are caught, they are sent to prison with room, board, and health care. The negative consequences of participating in criminal activities must not be as bad as the individual's current living situation. There are a variety of people involved and working together in the criminal business. They come from diverse backgrounds. Many influences act upon people to enter the criminal realm. There are complex interactions of social, environmental, psychological, and biological factors. The major drivers include poverty and socioeconomic disadvantages, substance abuse, dysfunctional upbringing, peer pressure, and personality traits, such as low impulse control. Also, individuals who understand the complex dynamics of people can easily control and manipulate them. There are personal, individual, and social group dynamics. These dynamics shape how people communicate, collaborate, and manage conflict in relationships and teams. Human individual dynamics has three core universal principles that drive people. 1. The mental aspect, which is the thinking and planning part. 2. The emotional aspect, which is feeling and sensing part. And 3. The physical aspect, which is the doing and acting. People are generally centered in one area, which influences how they learn and communicate. Social group dynamics are the positive and negative forces operating within groups, such as families, teams, or workplaces, including power structures, norms, and roles. Relationship dynamics are the patterns of interaction between individuals. These are shaped by trust, communication, and emotional, mental, or physical alignment. There are numerous criminal enterprises and businesses that operate within the United States. These include transnational cartels, domestic gangs, mafia-type groups, and outlaw motorcycle gangs. They are involved in trafficking drugs, humans, and firearms, money laundering, fraud, cybercrime, organized retail theft, and extortion. Transnational organized criminals are structured groups or networks operating across national borders to gain power, money, or influence through illegal means. Crime is a mega business in the U.S. It provides certain people with a vision of making a lot of easy money. The estimated economic impact in the U.S. is approximately $4.8 trillion annually. Criminal enterprises generate huge revenue in the U.S., with illicit proceeds estimated at approximately $300 billion annually, according to 2010 FBI data. Sometimes I wonder if we are really interested in stopping all the crime in the U.S. There are a lot of people getting a lot of money in their pockets. There are 6 major criminal businesses that provide an extreme amount of free cash flow. Number 1, organized retail theft, ORT. Highly coordinated professional shoplifting and cargo theft generate tens of billions of dollars in annual illegal revenue. The estimates place retail losses alone at around $45 to $70 billion, and cargo theft adds another $15 to $35 billion annually. Total economic impact, including inventory loss and security costs, can exceed $125 billion annually. Number 2, drugs. A Rand Corporation study commissioned by the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy estimated that $50 billion was spent on cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and methamphetamine in 2016. This figure is comparable to the amount spent on alcohol in the U.S. that same year. And alcohol alone is big business. The estimated cost for the top 5 drugs is heroin, $66 to $88 billion, marijuana, $61.8 billion, cocaine, $50 billion, methamphetamine, $12.8 to $38.3 billion. In 2017, the National Institute on Drug Abuse estimated the total annual cost to the nation due to substance abuse, including alcohol and tobacco, is more than $740 billion. A March 2025 report from the White House estimated that illicit opioids alone cost Americans an estimated $2.7 trillion in 2023. Number 3, human trafficking. There is no precise official estimate of revenue for the U.S. alone because of the clandestine nature of the business in the U.S. But globally, revenue ranges from approximately $236 billion to over $498 billion a year for human trafficking. Number 4, product counterfeiting. Counterfeiting is a massive growing issue. Fake goods cause over $131 billion to $200 billion annual economic losses to U.S. businesses, and nearly $10 billion in lost tax revenue. Globally, counterfeit trade is estimated at over $1.7 trillion to over $4 trillion. The U.S. is the major target for fake consumer goods. Number 5, cybercrime. Cybercrime is rapidly growing in the U.S. Online fraud losses exceeded $16 billion in 2024, according to FBI data. Identity theft alone generates around $1 billion annually, according to FBI data. Other estimates suggest that broader economic damages and operational costs from cyber attacks in the U.S. could reach hundreds of billions annually, with some forecasts predicting impacts nearing $639 billion by 2025. Number 6, firearm trafficking. This business generated approximately $695 million in revenue from sales of trafficked firearms between 2017 and 2023. The demographics of individuals involved in criminal business depend heavily on whether the activity is classified as white-collar crime or organized street-level crime. Generally, white-collar criminal business is dominated by middle-aged, educated white males, while organized crime often involves diverse groups operating in specific ethnic or social networks. People who support criminal businesses in the U.S. are drawn from diverse populations. Vulnerable youth, immigrant communities, and individuals in need of employment or financial assistance are often targeted. Criminal enterprises, including drug cartels, gangs, and syndicates, recruit locally for distribution and operation. From 2025 to 2026, according to FBI reports, there are between 24.5 thousand to 33,000 violent street gangs, motorcycle gangs, and prison gangs active in the United States. These gangs have approximately 1 million members. There are also an estimated 780,000 active prison gang members, with over 123,000 documented members in state prisons, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. Gang members are predominantly male, 90 to 94%. The ethnic breakdowns are roughly 47% Hispanic, 31% African American, 13% white, and 7% Asian, according to the Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion and the National Gang Center. Outlaw motorcycle gangs, OMGs, are primarily composed of white or Hispanic males over 21, often with a core demographic aged 30 to 50 years, and they emphasize a one-percenter brotherhood. They are predominantly white. Although there are a significant number of Hispanic and black clubs, there are an estimated 300 to 900 outlaw motorcycle gangs, OMGs, operating in the U.S. Total membership figures are not available, but the Big Four gangs, the Hells Angels, Bandidos, Pagans, and Mongols, represent a significant portion of members. They account for over 14,000 members. All these illegal activities are cash-intensive businesses. Organized crime often utilizes professionals for specialized tasks such as money laundering. They approach legitimate cash-intensive businesses to launder money and provide cover for operations. These businesses include construction firms, restaurants, bars, trash hauling services, and nail and tattoo parlors. Drug cartels and smugglers also target the trucking industry in order to exploit its vast supply chain to move contraband across the country. There are several types of criminal organizational infrastructures. Hierarchical syndicates are highly structured groups with a clear chain of command. Flexible networks are smaller, adaptable criminal groups or cells that coordinate specific sectors of the criminal business. Entrepreneurial networks are individuals or pairs operating in high-technology sectors for fraud. Transnational organized crime, TOC, are networks spanning multiple countries to take advantage of political or economic instability. These are primarily Mexican cartels. These criminal organizations utilize sophisticated, multifaceted networks to move synthetic drugs, particularly fentanyl, methamphetamine, and cocaine. They are characterized by high-volume smuggling via ports of entry, maritime routes, and advanced underground tunnels, combined with digital sales platforms. There are 5 basic business sectors and trafficking methods. Number 1, the production of the product and the precursor supply chain acquisition. This unit is operated primarily by the Sinaloa cartel and the CJNG. They import precursor chemicals from China and India via maritime ports. They produce synthetic drugs in clandestine laboratories in Mexico. Number 2, the border smuggling sector consists of tunnels, maritime routes, and legal ports of entry. Number 3, the distribution networks involve traffickers using social media platforms and encrypted messaging applications for sales and coordination. They then allow for direct-to-consumer delivery of fentanyl pills. Number 4. Online sales involve the dark web marketplaces, which are used to peddle drugs across the U.S. Once the transaction is complete, the traffickers rely on carriers such as USPS, UPS, and FedEx to move small packages. This operation led to the proposed Dark Web Interdiction Act of 2025. Number 5, the financial sector and its infrastructure are eye-openers. Over $1 trillion in illicit funds was moved through the U.S. financial system in 2025. Traffickers heavily utilize cryptocurrency and complex money laundering schemes to hide profits. With all this cash flow, how much money would a drug employee expect to earn in the U.S. in 2025? Income for drug dealers in the United States varies dramatically based on their position in the supply chain, location, and risk level. Top-tier drug leaders can earn millions or even hundreds of millions of dollars annually. Mid-level distributors and successful local leaders can make between $500,000 and $2 million. Some data suggests that the average income is closer to $134,000 to $350,000 for local leaders or highly successful established dealers in high-cost cities. Street-level dealers and foot soldiers often earn very little. Reports indicate daily sellers earn around $2,000 to $4,000 monthly, while entry-level and part-time employees make as little as $50 to $1,500 a month. Remember, this money is unreported income, with no deductions whatsoever, and is over and above whatever other income or programs in which they participate. Reducing and stopping the participation in criminal activities is a major undertaking. A few programs will not change the prospect of earning a lot of money for people. The main issue with crime is that humans want illegal products, and there are those who will always provide them for a fee. This seems to be a universal constant. The urge and motivation to enter the criminal business world always goes back to the individual's beginning, to the internal and external forces exerted upon the individual. Their motivations, mental mechanisms, emotional needs, financial status, and the dynamics of people compel an individual to act in specific ways, shaping their behavior, choices, and decisions. In the beginning, there is the environment, parents, family, church, school, acquaintances, and friends. I don't have the particulars for the answer, but it appears that there is a need for multiple simultaneous programs that are coordinated and have an integrated approach with a focus, including the person's beginning life. Also, there needs to be a focus on assuring the criminal justice system is doing what it is supposed to do, a focus on the victim, and a focus on preventing the return to the criminal world. It might take a few generations. All this can be put on a timeline with periodic measurable results to gauge status for success or failure and allow for improvement or change to the multi-layered programs. Each of the areas mentioned probably requires hundreds of support activities, if not thousands. Unfortunately, in the end, there are hundreds of billions of dollars that are not accounted for, floating around, and ending up in people's pockets. Well, these are my thoughts for today. And again, whether you agree or disagree, please verify the information presented. Thank you. And until next time, take care and be safe.
Me na do it.
Ooh.